What's up, Apex fans? I'm Knocked Wolf, and welcome to Apex Fun Facts. Today, we're talking about the surveillance expert, Crypto. But before we get started, make sure to like this video if you dig this kind of content, subscribe if you want to see more, maybe hit that notification bell if you're feeling frosty. Fact number 1. Crypto was adopted. Crypto was born an orphan on the planet Gaia. He would run the streets in the city of until he was eventually picked up and put into an orphanage run by a lady known as Miss Tick. Her real name was Katerina Tikacek, and she ran the Tikacek orphanage. It was there that Crypto actually met his future adopted sister, Mila Alexander. Katerina Tikacek had a son at one point who was a successful scientist for Vincent Dynamics, but had died in a lab fire years before. This is maybe caustic. Caustic. Alexander Knox. Caustic. Miss Tikacek was so distraught over the loss of her son that she started an orphanage. Over the course of her time running this orphanage, she got very attached to two young ones staying with her. These two young ones were of the names Taejun Pak and Mila Alexander. Taejun would eventually go on to be known as Crypto in the Apex games. Fact number 2. Crypto and his sister. Crypto's sister's name was Mila Alexander. The two were very close growing up in the Tikacek orphanage. The two loved dreaming up new inventions and loved creating all kinds of different machines. They even went to university together and became very accomplished mechanical engineers. It wasn't long before both were contracted to work for the Syndicate, and it was actually Crypto who designed the observation drones who film the Apex games and broadcast it to the outlets. Crypto's drone Hack that he uses in the games is one such robot. However, he's done a lot of work on Hack, customizing it and giving it a near sentient level of intelligence. It's kind of funny how in the world of the Apex games, droids are kind of characters in and of themselves, whether it's Crypto's Hack, Horizon's Newton, or Lifeline's Doc. Fact number 3. Crypto's unfortunate run-in with the Syndicate. As adults, Crypto and his sister Mila lived together and worked together for the Syndicate. However, Mila Alexander discovered, while on a Syndicate job, a formula for predicting who would win the Apex games with a 98% accuracy. Did this mean that the Syndicate was fixing the Apex games? In the wrong hands, this formula would lead to economic ruin for the Syndicate and the complete destabilization of the Outlands. Mila wanted to use this formula to make them some extra money, maybe win some bets on the Apex games, but Crypto thought that they should report it and turn it back into the Syndicate. Mila, however, snuck away with the formula, decided to use it irresponsibly, and got caught. After she was caught, she was taken by the Syndicate and her death was forged. The Syndicate blamed Crypto for the murder of his adopted sister. They put a bounty on his head and came after him with their full military force. Crypto had to change his name, physically augment his body, and remain in hiding for years to avoid the Syndicate. But he knew his sister wasn't gone. He's been looking for her and even is today. Crypto's current storyline has him teaming up with Ash to investigate the Syndicate and the potential whereabouts of his sister. Fact number 3. Crypto's entry to the Apex games. Crypto was a new legend in Season 3 of the Apex games. However, he can be seen as early as Season 2's trailer. In the Season 2 trailer, you can see Crypto at the beginning detonating charges that exploded the repulsor tower on Kings Canyon. This is what allowed for flyers and the Leviathans to make their way onto the map and wreak havoc across Kings Canyon. Because the animals and wildlife were causing such disturbances to the games, the Syndicate actually had to move the Apex games to a completely new field of play for Season 3. This is why we got the map of World's Edge. In order to get his way closer to the Syndicate, Crypto actually hacked his way into the Apex games. He never actually won a qualifier himself. He never qualified for the games. He just hacked his way into the Syndicate's systems and put himself in as a qualified candidate. The Syndicate obviously sniffed this out, but thought it was interesting and wanted to keep a close eye on Crypto because they knew he knew too much. They allowed Crypto to join the games, and the rest is history. Fact number 4. Crypto was blamed as a spy. Season 5 of Apex saw the introduction of Loba. and the first PvE story in Apex. This story was called The Broken Ghost. Loba was contracted by an informant to go through portals on Kings Canyon to another dimension and recover objects. However, because of Loba's ongoing feud with Revenant, Revenant was trying to stop her. Loba wound up enlisting the help of the other Apex legends, convincing them that they were looking for buried treasure, or that she would just pay them handsomely if they found what she was looking for. However, it turned out that one of the legends was a mole and was sneaking information to Revenant, who then would make the legend's missions all that much harder. Evidence was planted to make it look like Crypto was the one sneaking evidence to Revenant. This caused most of the other legends to ostracize him and really damaged his reputation with Watson, who he was growing fond of at the time. It turns out that it was none other than Caustic that planted this evidence to frame Crypto. Caustic is actually Crypto's foster brother. You remember Katarina Tikacek, the woman who ran Crypto's orphanage, who lost her son in a fire? Turns out her son is actually Caustic. He faked his death to avoid murder charges because he was experimenting on people for his gas. He's not a big fan of Crypto because he feels like Crypto stole the son relationship he had with his mother. Ugh, mommy issues. However, after Caustic's deception is uncovered, Caustic is in hot water with Watson, and Crypto's able to go back to having a friendly relationship with the other legends, including Watson. Little does Crypto know, though, that Ash, his current partner in crime in trying to locate his sister, is trying to kill the only person who knows the truth of Crypto's past, and the only friend that Crypto considers true. We'll have to wait and see where the story goes to see if Crypto ends up helping Watson or staying with Ash. But those were our 5 fun facts on Crypto, the cyber surveillance expert. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of Apex Fun Facts. I'm Noct Wolf, and I'll see you in the next video.